Good morning. Let me start my session by asking a simple question. How many of you here are absolutely certain about your career? Not your degree, not your branch, your career. Because after mentoring thousands of students, I actually realized something. Most people don't choose their career. Their career happens by accident. I actually call it accidental career. Now, how do we usually think about it and how it works? You prepare for your exam, you get your marks decide your rank decide your course. And in many cases, your rank decides your life. Then you will have your first job, promotions, title, responsibilities, and before you realize, you are 10 years into something which you have never consciously designed. I actually call this as an accidental career loop. I actually see this pattern everywhere. A student who scores 95% in physics, gets into engineering, 4 years later graduates, and then he asks me, "Sir, I actually don't want to be an engineer." And I, by the way, see day in, day out. I actually asked him gently, when did this realization came to you? The answer, first year, or maybe even earlier. This I see day in, day out. Now, let me talk about myself personally. I started my journey as an engineer, moved to sales, consulting, HR, finance, leadership. I was a CXO at 32, CEO at 40. On paper, it actually looked a great career. But this is what I don't tell people. And by the way, you're one of the first one to whom I'm speaking that. Each transition happened because somebody offered me an opportunity. It was not because I designed it. Sales, because my first manager saw I could talk, I could communicate. HR, because my customer said, this is the person who understands people. Consulting, my client wanted me on their team. And by the way, I was good at saying yes, but I did not design anything. And one day, I actually asked a very difficult question. Did I design my career? Or did it just happen? And I can guess the answer was very clear. My career designed me. I had achieved a lot, but I had not designed it. It had shaped me, not the other way around. And this realization actually changed everything for me. This came at 43. So when I started mentoring students, I saw this pattern day in, day out. Brilliant students like you making life decisions with very little clarity. In fact, I did an internal research and it showed me something which actually stopped me in my tracks. Only 10% of the students receive proper career guidance. Now, you'll ask me, what happens to the 90%? Can you guess how do they decide? Parents, marks, trends, friends and relatives. And sometimes just one subject they are good at. You are good in maths, become an engineer. See, I meet students every week. A CS student, I ask him, why CS? Sir, it had the highest cutoff. I had the rank, so I took it. Mechanical engineer. Why mechanical? So my father is an engineer. He said it's a very stable area to be in. Or MBA aspirant. When asking why MBA, he says, sir, everybody in my batch is doing it. You know, it has got very good placements. Now you notice something? None of them said that it's because of what I love I'm doing this. Here at IIT Tirupati, you are one of the sharpest minds in the country. Now, how many of you chose this course? Or did your entrance rank choose it for you? In fact, I was talking to some students earlier. That's how most of them said. Now, students don't choose their course. Their entrance rank does it for them. And over and above that, we make one more critical mistake. Can you guess what is that? We believe that choosing a degree is choosing a career. In fact, let me be very upfront with you, engineering is not a career. Medicine is not a career. And MBA are not a career. So what are they? They are just starting points of your career. A degree is something you earn in 4 years. A career is something you design over 40. Now, I realized something when I started mentoring students. They not only make wrong career decisions, they actually use wrong words about their careers. Let me give an example. We all use course, degree, job, career, as if all of them mean the same thing. They actually don't. Now, let me give you something which nobody gave me at your age. One simple thing, clarity. Now, let's see what is education. Education is the exposure to knowledge. It is broad, foundational, and it's lifelong. If I were to sum it up, education is not preparation for a job. It is preparation for thinking. So then let's see what is a course. A course is a structured learning path. 3 years, 4 years, 6 years, academic, limited scope. So a course is what you study, not what you actually become. The third area is skills. So skills is what you actually do. Problem solving, communication, design, analysis, coding. Skills create value. The degree is only a direction, it's a signal for you. Next area is experience. Experience is actually applied learning in real life situation. Your internship, your projects, your failures, your real world exposure. So experience is where learning becomes understanding. So then what's job? A job is only a role you perform for income. It is very specific. It is limited in scope. It is organization based. A job is part of your career, is now not the full definition of the career. And obviously now, you'd like to know what is a career. A career is a long-term journey of value creation and growth. It is evolving, dynamic, multidimensional. So a career is not a designation, it's a direction. And the problem is what? The problem is that we try to define a 40-year career using a 4-year degree. And this is where I want all of you, your awakening should happen. You should start realizing that a course is not a career. A job is not a career. A degree is not a destiny. Most important, clarity of words creates clarity in life. So you need to have clarity of words. Now, let me talk about the traditional career and the modern career. So what's a traditional career? We have been taught that careers look like ladders, one step, one direction, one company, one title. But what is happening today for your generation, I call it Gen Z, careers are like portfolios, multiple skills, multiple roles, multiple opportunities. I want to look at my own life. I'm an educator, I'm an investor, and I'm a business leader. So, a portfolio. A career is not a ladder you climb. It is a portfolio you build. Now, let's see how do we design a career, because that should be the next question of yours. So after years of mentoring, research, and career building platforms which I built up, I came down to 4 things, and I'm calling it a 4C career design model. Listen to this very carefully. What's the first thing? Curiosity. You have to find out what excites you. What are you naturally drawn to? Not what your parents want you to be, not what is a trend. What are you are genuinely love to explore. You have to start from there. In fact, there's a beautiful tool, it's called a Dragon Scroll, which I have created. Okay, it's on the movie of Kung Fu Panda, which you can say. Now let's look at what is number 2. Number 2 is capabilities. So what can you actually do? What skills do you have, or are you building? Because interest without skill is just a hobby. So you found an interest, but if you don't build skills, it will just remain a hobby. Build capabilities that create real value. Now let's look at the third thing. Connections. Who do you grow up with? You have to build up a network, which everybody is telling you. But not to use people, but to grow together. Because no one grows alone. You need a network, you need people to grow together. And the fourth, creation. It means you build something, you write something, solve something, launch something. In the real world, what you create matters more than what you actually claim you have done. So friends, 4 things, the 4C formula. Curiosity, capabilities, connection, creation. And this is, how our careers are designed. Now, I remember meeting a student recently. He was bright, hardworking, he had done everything right. And when I was talking to him, he looked at me and said, "Sir, I have followed everything people told me." And then he asked a question. "Sir, I'm still not feeling right. I'm not feeling comfortable." That moment stayed with me. And I realized the students like you or Gen Zs do not need more advice. What they need? They only need clarity. That's why I have dedicated my life to helping students like you navigate this transition. This is my purpose, this is my passion. So after spending 20 years in a corporate at the highest level, I took the plunge and I'm doing what I'm doing today. Because I believe every one of you, every student deserves a clarity, tools, and the ways to design their future. Now, for years, we have been asking one question. What is the question? Which career should I choose? But maybe this could be a wrong question we are asking. What could be the right question? The right question could be, what kind of life do I want to design? A degree is something you earn in 4 years. But a career is something you will design over a lifetime. In fact, look at all the speakers here. You will find the same thing here. So I strongly suggest to you, so just don't choose your career. Design one. Thank you.